Hey everyone, I just got back from Mass and today we had a visiting young man. He's a Redemptorist and he's training to be a priest. So I talked to him after Mass. He gave a lovely reflection and I posted the Mass so people can watch it. But he had a lovely message to give, and he talked about how the African culture for Tanzania intersects with the Christian teachings. So I enjoyed that. For me today, I did do the reading before I went to church and I posted a prayer. It's very hard for women in the church because we don't get those opportunities. Ireland is the only place I've seen that at Knock Shrine. It's the only place where I see them asking the women to come forward and to give a reflection, to share their faith. We don't do that here in Canada. So I enjoyed it and I immediately relaxed when I heard his voice. I'm never going to be completely Canadian. It's just the way it is. It's very jarring when you come here from a different culture. People criticize me for being too friendly. They think I'm a prostitute. They use gifts that you give them against you. Especially the investment bankers. I've never encountered people so arrogant as the investment bankers in Canada. You can't even leave a box of chocolates without them being offended. I mean, we give gifts to each other all the time in Zimbabwe. It's a big tradition that at Christmas time you take gifts to the bank, to the big stores. You exchange gifts and they send you gifts. When we had our business, that's what used to happen. The banks used to come and leave gifts for us and we would send gifts to them. A nice bottle of whiskey or brandy or a box of chocolates, it's not a big deal. Here in Canada, they'll put the lawyers onto me for doing that without even talking to me. And it's very insulting. They don't even take the time to find out about our cultures, our traditions, our faith, and the business comes first. They don't put God first in this country. They put the business first. All these tariffs and all that they're implementing now, it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. They don't put God first in this country. They don't. The Americans always get the respect and they win because they put God first. And that's just the reality. It's just the reality. Whenever there's a crisis in the world, whenever there's a problem in the world, the Americans are the ones who step up. The Americans are the ones who are willing to pay you more if you've got a good education, you're a good person, you're trying to do the right things. Here they punish you the way they punished me for being a spiritual director, for putting God first, for doing right by the community. The whites here, when they come here, they'll come, oh, Belinda, can you help us? We want to meet Father Larry. And you take them, you help them to integrate, then they forget about you. When you go to the dinners and everything, they go and they sit with the whites. They don't come and sit next to you. So it's just the reality. I'm happy to see there's more blacks coming into our parish, more Filipinos, more Indians. For a long time, I was the only Indian woman reading at the Mass. Now there's more of us. But it's very frustrating when you're a spiritual director and you're not getting those opportunities in the church to use your skills to earn a good living. You're not getting even opportunities in administration. It's very frustrating because when we go and we work out in the businesses, we get treated very, very badly when we have degrees and backgrounds in theology and in the church and in ministry work, because people don't respect it. They don't respect it. How many times did I ask for Good Friday off at Teleperformance? They refused to give it. But you'll get a Muslim or a Hindu going and saying, I need Diwali off, or I need this day for Ramadan off, or we're breaking our fast. They'll give it to them, but they won't give it to me. So that's how Canada is. That's how, and even Prince noticed it. He said, this parish is mainly white people. I said, yeah, it is, but it's done by where you live. So this is my closest parish, so this is where I come. Even before, when I lived at Lawrence and Avenue Road, it was the closest parish for me to come to. And I've been in the parish a long time. A lot of people know me. So anyway, today was the presentation of the child Jesus and the purification rituals that the family did. And we do similar things in our culture in Zimbabwe. Our grandparents lived with us, but if they had lived separately, my mother would have taken us as children and presented us to our grandparents, and then after that you get the naming of the child, and the child's name is given by the parents and the grandparents. So our family names are important, the meaning of the name is important, and nobody has the right to tell me to change my name. I'm very proud of my name, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished against all odds in this country, because not one person has helped me. With my financial needs, with my goals, with my aims, I've built up this country, and this country has ruined me. It's taken everything away from me, not once, but twice, over and over, contract after contract. Oh, she's such a nice person. Being a nice person, did you give me a job? Did you give me a good paying job paying over 70,000 a year? Did you help me and my mother, who's a widow? Did you do any of that, or you just give lip service? Oh, she's such a nice person. She does such an amazing job. It's so sad that we couldn't keep her. So why didn't you refer me to another job? Or why didn't you refer me to jobs in America, where I can earn 100,000 a year? Why are you keeping me in poverty and only looking after your own families when I've helped you? I've helped you to integrate into the community. I've helped in the church. I've helped with food drives. I've helped with Out of the Cold. I've helped with Young Street Mission. I've helped on your boards. I've helped with Aid to Africa. I've helped so many people. So why are you letting my life go into debt and going into poverty and going into a place where I can't even put food on the table? If you love me, why are you doing that? Answer it. We believe in a God who was tested just the same way we are tested. Jesus was tested, and Jesus kept his faith, and I keep my faith. I keep my faith. That's why I told my mother, now it's to the death. They're not going to stop, and we are not going to stop. The Catholics are not going to stop. We're not going to stop. Our faith is strong, and we're going to keep that faith strong. If this country had any respect for me, they would have made sure I got my Good Fridays off. I told them, even at Teleperformance, I told them, I'm a spiritual director. I read in the church. It's important that I have the accommodation for the weekends, to have the weekends off and to have my Christmas, my Easter, my Good Friday off. Well, we can't accommodate you. The business needs comes first. That's bullshit. It's a load of bullshit. If they can do it for the Hindus and the Muslims and people who believe in Kwanzaa and everything else, why can't they do it for me? Why is it always a big problem when it comes to me? That's why I want to leave here and I want to go and work in America. Because if I was doing what I'm doing in America, I wouldn't have been put into poverty. And I know it. I'm tired of the way people are treating me, including the South Africans. I'm tired of it. How many years since I had that problem with Credit Suisse, I've been applying to volunteer positions with HRPA. They haven't selected me, not even for one opportunity to volunteer with them. Why? The investment bankers are too powerful. I don't care. I'll find other ways to help. I'll find other things to do. And even my godmother, my aunt told me, I hope you renew that designation. I hope you keep investing in your education and keep doing it, because we want you to get that break. We want you to come up financially. We don't want you to keep going down into poverty. I didn't take vows of poverty and all that like the religious do. I'm a normal person. I want to buy properties. I want to buy land. I want to travel. I want to, all the good deeds that I've done, I want them to come back to me. Not in the next life, in this life. That's what I want. Because if this was a Christian country, what's happening to me wouldn't be happening. They coordinated it, and it was done on purpose. And it was done through Credit Suisse lawyers and the big shots and the banks. Now Bharat Masrani stepped down. All of us who were executive assistants, they are happy because he changed that culture overnight and he pushed the gay agenda. And it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to have gay pride flags flying outside our churches, in schools, and everywhere else. It wasn't necessary. And it wasn't necessary to push all this gender ideology that they're doing. All of us got hurt. All the executive assistants that worked at TD got hurt. And everybody I worked with at Credit Suisse got hurt, except for the big shots, because of how they treated me and how poorly I was treated, and how poorly I'm still being treated in this country. Because I'm too friendly, I'm too this, I'm too that, I don't know how to dress. So send me off. Help me to pack my bags and send me to America, where I can work and I can earn a good living, over 100,000 a year. And then all the white South Africans can come and live here, and the rest of us can go to America. That would be a good plan.